from New York City, but I was born in Philadelphia. And I was born to a wonderful mother who left me with a beautiful gift, and that is her tradition of keeping a God box for us. All of our wishes and worries and dreams were in this little box, and when my mom died, I just felt I needed to tell her story. So I started by writing a magazine article about the God box, and I got so much feedback from women that I felt there's more to this.
I started to read the article, and it just caught my attention because it was actually on the 8th anniversary of my own mother's passing, and was really just drawn in by the beauty of the writing and the story that was unfolding about Mary Lou and Mary Lou's mom, Mary Finlayson. The irony is that my own mother's name was Mary, and Mary Lou's mom, Mary, also suffered from cancer. I was pretty much moved to my core. It was a very emotional day for me, and I felt compelled, unlike probably any other time in my life, to go in and seek Mary Lou out.
The connection with her was instant, and I knew nothing about her, but when I wrote to Lissa, she wrote back that I could work with you on the design and getting great web talent and great illustrators and photographers, and I thought, where did this miracle girl come from? And we just connected.
She would put these prayers and wishes into a box that she called the God box, and I thought that it was the most beautiful thing that a mother could do for her daughter and her family and even strangers.
It was like a snowball going happily downhill, gathering up more and more people who had a reason to come to the project, a personal reason, a loss of someone, a belief or a need for a way to let go. And the God box took on a momentum of its own.
What initially piqued my curiosity was I saw immediately it was written by Mary Lou Quinlan, and then I read the article, and it wasn't about marketing to women. It was about her mother and the notes that she had written and collected in these boxes, and it really resonated with me on a personal level.
Lissa Lowe came to Jude and I with this project, and Lissa has an exceptional vision, and she had a passion for this project. So when she started talking to us about it, we wanted to know more. And then when we learned it was about a God box, we felt like it was destiny, because there's a God box in Jude and I's past history that was fundamental to our own success.
Many moons ago, I bought this little French mailbox, and I started writing little notes of, I don't know, you call it entreaty, you know, sort of calls to the universe.
My connection to Mary Lou, I've lived next to her, we're neighbors for a long time now. As I spoke with Mary Lou and saw how these notes were affecting her, I really began to see it as a very personal way to keep connected with a loved one after they've passed on.
Lissa and I used to work together at Apple, and Lissa was a really big part of the early part of my career. It felt like affirmation that I was supposed to be working on this project with Lissa, and that Lissa was supposed to be working on this project with Mary Lou. So I think that the three of us sort of took that as confirmation that that there was probably also something a little bit larger going on in the scheme of our lives.
We were drawn to this project not from a necessarily personal standpoint, but from an emotional standpoint. We were very taken with Mary Lou's fervor for the project, her openness and honesty about talking about her mother and her religion and her faith.
It's really interesting how Lissa was looking into illustrators all across the country and ended up finding me, since I'm based out of Philadelphia, and Mary Lou was originally from Philadelphia, so everything kind of comes back to Mary Lou's kind of roots in Philly, which is awesome. It definitely appealed to me just because I'm from a really close family, and I read it and I immediately wanted to send it to my mom.
My name is Chelsea Kastner, and I work for Mary Lou. I recently had to watch my dad lose his own mother, and I know it was something very hard for him to go through, and I can only imagine what it would be like if he had a time capsule filled with messages that his mom had left him.
My connection with Mary Lou it was very serendipitous. I was teaching a class in New York, which Mary Lou happened to walk through the door and take. And there was a real connection, a real rapport, both with individuals in the class and with myself, and it became sort of a team.
For me in particular, it was one of those things that you know, you're almost jealous of. Mary Lou has this amazing relationship with her mother and her father, who obviously cares a great deal about her, that takes the time to write her notes, you know, daily, weekly, monthly, however often it was. It was a consistent thing over 20 years.
I think that the launch of the project will affect people the same way that it affected the people on the team. Everyone who sees it gets inspired and moved a little bit.
If her mom only knew, I mean, it's beautiful enough as it is, but now I think there is a chance that her mother could, you know, affect the rest of the world, and that's really awesome.
I would wish that the God Box Project would be a way that more and more people could gather their worries and wishes and concerns and learn to put them in a box, in a place, and let them go.